After rallying to make the impeachment of a corrupt leader a reality, Koreans will have a hand in a reset, a fresh start by electing a new leader next month. As the wounds from the scandal may heal, but scars remain, it will not be an easy choice. Jung-hee peels out the layers to find out what Koreans want from their next leader for our news feature tonight.
피청구인 대통령 박근혜를 파면한다.
With those words, Park Geun-hye became the first sitting president in South Korea's constitutional history to be impeached. But that was not the end of the odyssey for her or the country. Park was arrested on 13 charges, including abuse of power, sharing classified state documents, bribery, and extortion. Her impeachment triggered a snap election scheduled on May 9th, more than 7 months earlier than planned. All of this has given citizens a lot to think about what kind of leader they want next.
Communication has to be the basis for any policy to be executed smoothly. The next president should be willing to talk things out with the people and other politicians.
Actions speak louder than words. The leader shouldn't be swayed by the people surrounding him or her, but should stand firm on what he or she should do and have the strength to move things forward.
The country has to be the top priority for the leader. The president should care and embrace each and every citizen and bring them all together.
Some people didn't stop there, but went on to suggest a few specific areas the next president should focus on.
South Korea is having a hard time keeping its balance in its relations with the US and China. I hope the next president will have a solid diplomatic strategy and coordinate with other countries to secure South Korea's national interest.
People think that they don't earn as much as they should for their work, and that's because the country's wealth is not distributed fairly. I hope the next president will work to alleviate income polarization.
What these citizens have told Arirang corresponds with the results of a poll conducted by the Seoul-based Korea Broadcasting System and Yerab News Agency late last year. Over 2,000 adults were asked about which leadership quality is most essential for the next president to have. Topping the list was the ability to communicate with public, chosen by over 40% of respondents. Having a vision for the economy was next, followed by charisma and decisiveness, and strength on unification and national security policy.
It's an early presidential election after the impeachment of a president. To prevent the painful history from being repeated, citizens want a leader who's democratic and willing to accept public opinion. They also want someone who takes the initiative to resolve the issues Korea faces, like the threats from North Korea, conflicts with China and Japan, and a sluggish economy. These things are complexly intertwined.
Experts say that with this election in particular coming after the impeachment of one leader, it's especially important for voters to give careful consideration to who they want to guide them next without falling into old habits.
Up till now, people have voted based on party or regional affiliation. Instead, people should choose the person they think is the most appropriate for South Korea now. It's not as easy as it sounds, but people should drop their preconceptions and choose a candidate who will have good judgment in times of crisis, a person who is persuasive and can put policy into action.
This election is an even more difficult one for Koreans, not only because it takes place after the president was impeached, but also because the country is facing myriad challenges on the diplomatic and economic fronts. People say what the country needs most is a trusted leader with strategies for resolving these issues. Jung-hee, Arirang News.